now we're going to overcome the partner objection. So the partner objection is very easy. Again, lyric, listen, acknowledge, restate, isolate, close. Usually the thing you say last is what they're going to say back to you because that's what they heard you say last. Now we've got a couple of ways. This is kind of a confusing one, so understand logically how this flows. All right, so number one, we're trying to isolate if they were here right now, would they be doing it? Most likely they would be. All right, because how many times have you had both spouses and they look at each other? What do you think? I don't know. What do you think? Oh, I think we should do it. Okay, let's do it. That's usually what ends up happening, right? Is your wife supportive of this? If the answer is yes, okay, you move on, right? If the answer is no, then you got a whole nother can of worms to dissect here, okay? But most likely they'll say yes, okay? You have to cover both sides of the coin. You don't want to be biased, all right? You have to be neutral. So what happens if she says no? He's either going to say something, or he or she's either going to say, oh, they're not going to say no. Do not accept that answer. All right? Be strong in your frame and demanding respect. Like they have to answer the question. Okay? Part of the reason why you're getting the shitty answers that you're getting when you ask these questions is because you're asking shitty questions. Tony says, the quality of your life is in direct proportion to the quality questions that you ask of yourself and of others. So if I'm asking a question like, so is your wife supportive of this? Oh, yeah, she's supportive of it. The law of reciprocation says that if I give you something, you're going to give it back to me. If you put a lot of thought and a lot of emotion into it, they're going to answer law of reciprocation. They're going to answer in kind. If you just say, hey, so is your wife supportive of you not having to climb the ladder and clean the gutters every 3 or 4 months? And you ask in this kind of like smart aleck tone, they're going to give you kind of a smart aleck answer. So if you're asking a lot of questions and you feel like you're getting stupid responses, it's probably because you're not delivering the questions the right way. If they say, no, we're not going to do it, then that at that point is kind of a fear-based response. Again, they're lacking of conviction. They're lacking in certainty. Like they're lacking that, hey, I don't know what I'm going to do at this point. All right. And this is your job as a salesperson to instill them with the certainty and confidence. If they say they're going to do it anyways, go for a soft close at that point. Say, well, okay, if she's going to say yes anyways, like, how do you want to proceed? Well, let's just go ahead and do it, and let's go and put me on the schedule. You might try a little bit tougher close. I like that. I like the soft closes of asking, how would you like to proceed? Because then the customer thinks it's their idea. And when they think it's their idea, then you weren't the one that was pushy. But if you led them to a logical conclusion or emotional conclusion of, well, we're going to do it anyways, well, why would you do that? Well, because it just needs to be done because of blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, sounds like this is something you're going to do anyways. How would you like to proceed? Okay, let's just go ahead and do it. I'll call you if she changes her mind. I cannot tell you how many times I've closed deals where the husband or the wife said, well, we just need to do it anyways. And, well, why do you say you're going to do it anyways? Like, I don't want you getting divorced or anything over this. No, it's fine. We've been talking about this for years. We just got to do it. If they say no, well, then we're not going to do it. Then you have to have a consequence question. So remember, this is a fear-based response. So we have to cover the fear-based response by instilling more fear, more doubt, more uncertainty that their answer is not as good of an idea as doing something. Get them to realize that the results of not doing the leaf filter is going to cost them way more pain and money in the future than if they were to just go ahead and do it. Remember, one of the things about psychology is human beings are motivated to change their situation by two forces, and they're opposite forces. It's avoiding pain or gaining pleasure. They're only going to be motivated to change their situation if there's enough pain. Massive and immediate pain. This is what I learned at the Tony Robbins event that made me change my mind from being a 365-pound man into being now the 245-pound man you see in front of you today. So, and I didn't go chop off a leg or anything. I realized that the pain of not doing anything outweighed the pain of doing something.